Hello, my name is Mikael Nordfors. I'm a medical doctor from Sweden and now residing in Tanzania, near Kilimanjaro. Today I'm going to talk about Iboga, one of the strongest weapons against mind control and the Luciferian society, ? So what is Iboga? I call it the antidote to Lucifer's snake bite. Lucifer is symbolized by the snake. It comes near you, you don't see it, and it bites you. And then you're stuck. You can be killed or you get problems. So Iboga can immediately stop all addictions when you take it in high dose. It gives you something like a near-death experience. And it's like psychotherapy. A guy wrote a book calling 10 years of psychotherapy, Iboga. It is absolutely life-transforming for many people, not for everyone, but for a big majority of people. In low dose, it's a psychostimulant, and it connects you to your higher consciousness. So I used to, when I didn't know what to do with my life, I used to take a little bit Iboga, and suddenly I got the answer, and it can be used like that. It's also an aphrodisiac. It's supposed to give you a better sex life. And it's also antiviral and can counteract fever and flu. It's antiparasitic. It's known to maybe help also against HIV, AIDS, and high blood pressure, and all kinds of nerve disorders. It makes a receptor, a substance called GDNF, that can make brain cells regenerate and grow. It can cure depression, anxiety, PTSD, and many other psychiatric problems. It's also preventing fatigue and drowsiness. And I don't know, I don't have any data on that, but my intuition tells me that it can also be an antidote to mind control by the COVID injections and 5G. So what is Iboga or ibogaine? It's an evergreen rainforest shrub that can become between 2 and 10 meters high. It grows in Gabon and Congo, but can of course be cultivated in other climates too that are similar dark rainforest climate. The root bark is the active substance, and it's very, very bitter. It tastes terrible. But you can swallow it down with some yogurt. That's my tip. And it is 3 different forms of Iboga. It's ibogaine that is the most active alkaloid in Iboga root, and 1 gram contains 90% ibogaine, and that's what you take for a high-dose treatment. And in a high-dose treatment, you become it takes like 2-3 days before you can function normally in society. You're almost like dead for 2-3 days. And then you have the Iboga extract. It contains 30% alkaloids, and you need 3 to 5 grams for your full dose treatment. And you have the root bark, and it contains about 6% ibogaine, and in a high dose treatment you take 15 to 20 grams. It also has, of course, side effects. It's basically safe, and with very small side effects if you take it by mouth in smaller doses. In high dose, it can give you low blood pressure, slow heart rates, seizures, paralysis, difficulty breathing, anxiety, hallucinations, nausea and vomiting, difficulty to move. It's like going through hell for many people. For me it was very easy. I didn't maybe have so much to go through when I took it first time. It's never been very hard for me. But one time it took me through a very deep depression. I was like very depressed for 2 days, and then I was relieved afterwards. These symptoms almost are relieved after 2 to 3 days. It has been some rare cases of death in high dose, and you should always have experienced supervision when taken in high dose. There has been some cases with heart attacks, so the heart stops beating, heart arrhythmias, and also other complications in very high dose. And there is no basic long-term side effects, and it's not addictive. They try to sell it as a drug in the hippie time in San Francisco, and they had to stop selling it because everybody who took it stopped drugs, and it destroyed the market for the drug industry. And you shouldn't take a high-dose treatment if you have a heart condition or history of psychosis. It can also induce hallucinations and psychosis for vulnerable people. So how to treat in high dose? You need a medical checkup first, especially the liver and heart. You have to check for interactions with other medications, for example, medications that can elongate the so-called QT time or change the liver metabolism, like antidepressants, antipsychotics, antibiotics, some antifungals, and anti-rheumatic medications. And you should switch the long-acting opiates like methadone to short-acting ones like morphine. Then you give a small initial test dose to see how you react to, and that's a way to make sure you don't have any bad reactions to it. And you should monitor closely. We can recommend to monitor your heart also if you're a vulnerable person, your heart rate and ECG live. If everything is okay, you give the full dose, and then you end up in a dreamlike state. You cannot move freely, you can vomit, and you need help to go to the toilet, etc. Many people think this is like a near-death experience. You see your whole life passing by very fast. I remember on my first treatment, I had so many insights from my life, so I was trying to make a note. It was so interesting, but before I could write something down, I got 10 new insights. It was so very fast, the process, so you couldn't follow it. Many people hear a buzzing sound like and flashes around the eyes when you move them. And you don't sleep, basically, when you have this experience. In low-dose treatment, you take 100 to 300 milligrams of root bark. You can mix with yogurt. It diminishes addiction. There's also a way to treat addiction with low-dose treatment for many days, a longer treatment, and that is much more safe if you are in a risk group. I remember myself, I had an operation on my hip and become dependent on opiates afterwards, and I had hell to stop the opiates that I was prescribed by my doctor. And I took some Iboga and it was no problem to stop. It was easy peasy, like nothing. And in low-dose treatment, you can make better decisions, basically. It sharpens your brain. It connects you to God. I call it the prayer plant. Gives you clarity of thinking. It also can help your love life. So after the treatment, most people feel an enormous peace of mind and clarity and many new insights. Maybe you can make better decisions for your life and find a new way to go forward. I got many visions that all of them come through. I could look into the future. You don't have any search for heroin or sugar or anything like that anymore. It's gone. No, you don't have to put any energy and resist it. It's just, you don't want it anymore. And also, when you take Iboga, if you are a heroin addict, you don't get any withdrawal symptoms. They're also gone immediately. So that's quite amazing. It's a so much better way to stop heroin addiction. And you want to take care of your body, go to the gym, eat healthy, take care of your relationships, etc., etc. That's very much like what happens after near-death experiences, where all these phenomena also have been reported. My name is Mikael Nordfors. I'm a medical doctor, and I intend to open now a Iboga treatment clinic in Tanzania. And you're welcome to contact me if you're interested to come down. And you have my contacts here on the screen. And I thank you very much for your attention, and you're very welcome to join me and contact me. Thank you very much.